Thank you for joining us today on Our Mind, Our Voice. Today, we have a special guest, Mr. D. Ellis. Mr. D. Ellis, on this program, we ask a few questions just to get what's on your mind, and you speak from your heart what you believe and what your mindset is. The first question: what do you think about religion?
Religion, there's so many of them, I don't know. But when I think about it, I believe it's real and it's good for people, but it don't hold, uh, hold great value because it don't, it helps some people, it don't help all of them. So it really, it's supposed to be stronger than it is, but it's not. But I done saw religion help a lot of people, and I done saw religion destroy people's, because they get stuck in that one way of doing things, one mind, and they be thinking what's right. They be thinking it's right, then find out later some of it right and a lot of it is wrong. So when they, sometimes they get caught on thinking was was right, I think too quick. I think they need to research it first a whole lot before they, you know, go to saying this is it and get trained into that that's the way. And then so quick to tell everybody else, if you don't believe this way or this and that, you wrong. You wrong in the way you thinking. Well, how come I'm thinking this way? How come if it's so good and so right, why the bad part is in there? Why don't if it's that strong, why don't everybody think that way? Anytime something can interfere with what you say is right and throw some wrong off in and then like you say, whatever Jesus do and touch and his hand in it ain't no wrong in it. But then when they doing it later on, and even the people that if they know that what they learned from Jesus is right, how come they still do wrong? You see? So do Jesus get the mind of the people? Do he get the soul, the body of the people, and put them on the right track? And if he put them on the right track, and you defend that whatever he put them on can't be broken, it can't backslide, and can't go wrong, but it do go wrong, it do be broken. See,
Right.
and the way to do it, I ain't saying go to church and see them do it, but just watch people. And cause I saw this lady, she was at the casino, she was gambling. Okay, we Jesus told him gambling wrong. We know it's wrong. She up there talking about, thank you, Jesus, for letting me hit this. You know, how you gonna do right and wrong together?
Right.
See, and that's why I talk about religion that it ain't that strong because if it were, once you get it, like if I ever get it, I'm even thinking I ain't gonna do no more wrong. I'm gonna hold on to it. But guess what? I'm gonna still do wrong. And I don't know why it's automatic that I go still do wrong. Then I'm gonna say, well, that's part all right, called self-righteousness. That's all right for me to drink or smoke or do this. It and I ain't thinking about none of it ain't all right. But what I like is stronger than the truth. So the
Okay.
wrong I want to do and gonna do is stronger than the truth. And what's bad about me, if I ever get the truth, and knowing that I shouldn't do this, like I'm knowing I'm married, I'm knowing I should have one wife, don't sneak around, go there. But when I talk to another woman, and that urge come over me, and that real righteousness that I thought I had takes over, and I'll go and go with that woman. I'll commit adultery and stuff. So what I'm looking for is something that'll take control of me. And every time my mind or whatever get to trying to want to do wrong, it stops me. So
Mm.
I want something stronger than religion.
A
Because
good.
religion, I done saw too many weak people and backsliders with religion. So that's why I think we probably got to come up with another name for religion because it's not that strong. People that go along with it. It's just like if one person clap, the other one clap.
Okay.
But see, if I know something is wrong, I'm not gonna clap just because the majority claps or go with the wrong. Cause I had a niece that told me, not only did she tell me, she told her mama. Went to church with her. When the preacher come around and put his hand on you, you supposed to fall. So when you came around to my niece mama, my sister Lily, and the preacher put his hand on her, she didn't fall. So he kept trying to make her fall, put his hand on her again, trying to push her down. She told him, "You better get your damn hand off of me. I'm not falling." You know.
Yeah.
And then her daughter, she swear up and down at the truth, and the preacher is real, and he the truth, and you supposed to believe in this and that. She told her mama, "Mama, you supposed to fall." But her mama say, "Why should I fall? I don't feel nothing." See,
Right.
I'm not falling just to please him, but my niece was falling and her daughter. So they made a game in it, something out of religion. That's not right. And then, like I had this one that had a baby by my son, Dawson Jr., Karen. She went to holiness church. The sister went there 2, 3 years. So they every time they got happy, as they call it, shouting and dancing and singing, they asked her, "Why you don't jump up and down and sing and all that?" She said, "Because I don't feel nothing." She said, "I'm here for real. I ain't here for go along with you fakers." So they done made like a mockery out of religion. So that's why they need to get rid of religion and come up with something else. Because religion is more corrupted than the people hanging out on the street and going to the nightclubs and gambling.
Okay, Mr. Ellis. Me and you had a decent conversation prior to being video, and you made a comment, and we was talking about Jesus and his
Yeah.
disciples. Can you give us your opinion about why Jesus chose the disciples that he chose?
Because, okay, I'm looking at Jesus and then I'm putting myself sort of like not in his place. But what will I do if I'm finna go somewhere and preach God's word and try to get through to the people on how they should live? First, I got to think of my safety. Then I just now come here. These people been here long before me. And what I've been doing, I wasn't out there in the world among everything to know what could happen and couldn't happen.
Okay.
And all I got in me is like he had in him is righteousness. So when you got all that righteousness in you, you thinking ain't nothing bad can happen to you.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure he's been informed that his father done told him these bad things can happen to you too. So I'm not just gonna throw you out there among a pack of wolves
All right.
without somebody guiding you and leading you. Even though you the man, but you need guidance on where you going, how to get there, cause you don't know every place to go to. You don't know the ways where to go, what road to take, what city is corrupted, what city ain't corrupted. So I can't. Now I can send a band of angels with you, cause they come prepared for any kind of confrontation.
Right.
But I want you to use regular people, humans,
Hmm.
and regular people is not that. In other words, you going to save the bad, the unrighteousness. So in order to do that, you got to know who the unrighteousness are.
Hmm.
So if I send you to the church for these people claiming to be right, or to college or somewhere like that, where these people ain't experienced no wrong, no bad dealing, they don't know what to look out for and all that, you might not be able to do my work one day
Hmm.
before they kill you.
Right.
Yes, sure. So
But,
I'm finna give you some not criminals, but people in between criminals. Cause I'm finna give you a fisherman. I'm finna give you a dude that beating people out of their taxes. I'm finna give you some do-wrongers. I might give you 6 do-wrong people and 6 righteous people. You see, but you're gonna have to be led and told and taught yourself. You're a teacher and going to teach, but you're gonna have to be taught.
So you believe that Jesus picked his disciples according to
They
their skills,
their
and
skills and characters or what they God picked them,
that's
told
a
him
good.
who to pick, so he won't get hurt and he'll know where he going. You see,
Hmm.
he'll have some kind of information on it before he get there, cause he can walk into a lion den, you
Okay.
know, or a pack of wolves. Cause this ain't no regular. You not Jesus is not wasn't a regular. Know where everything at. He had to be told. Even when Lazarus died,
Okay.
Jesus didn't know that man had died.
Okay.
He had to be told.
All right.
Now, if he didn't have to be told that he died, why people keep lying and say he knew this and knew that all the time? No, he didn't. Without help, he didn't know where to go.
Okay.
Without help, so God made sure he had this help. That's why he had him to pick certain guys, whether they're a criminal or a good guy or not, for his journey to where he going, where he have less problem.
What is your thought on the fact that he had to pick 12 disciples?
Well, I heard it was 12. Then later on they changed and said it was 32. Ain't nobody accurate on who he had with him.
Hmm.
But he going all over the world and going to all these different places. I don't think 12 guys were enough to protect him unless they were, like I say, was a special guy. But
All
I
right.
do know this, what I believe and feel, God wasn't no fool, Jesus wasn't no fool. I got to give me some fighters. I got to give me some jokers know the ropes. You know what I'm saying? I can't just walk up here and I got uh, 12 church guys. We all going to get messed up. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
then them church guys, the stuff that I make,
Hmm.
they might not want to drink no wine.
Right. Right.
But the other, disciples,
Right.
we gonna sip a little wine, y'all. They gonna go ahead right on, keep the party going. You realize how to make some more.
But you got to remember though, when God make wine,
Um,
He made good wine though.
yeah,
You know.
but then how we see? That's what I say. When you get hooked on wine, whether it's good or bad, you want the wine. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can get pretty good wine for $2, then the best wine for $10. You know what I'm saying? You finna get what you can get.
Right.
Cause wine is wine. In
All
other
right.
words, one might taste a little better than other,
But wine is wine.
but I'm just saying,
All of it at the end of the
it's a
day.
lot of things we got to think about Jesus,
Yeah.
because Jesus, I don't care if you slap him, hit him, whatever you do to him, take all this stuff, dude ain't gonna fight you, or he gonna let you keep doing what you're doing to him till you done wipe them out. That's why he got them partners gonna step up and say, "Hey man, he had enough. You can't do that to my Jesus, man. That's why he got us. You see, it's hard to figure out, but I don't believe God gave His Son no pump. For how long whether he had to do his work?
3 years.
3 years.
Hmm.
He wouldn't last if we didn't have no, roughnecks. I would call them gangbang or whatever they want to call it.
I got a good question for you. Why do you think that the Bible don't tell us? It tells us about when Jesus was a baby,
Yeah.
and then it don't talk about him until he around the age of 12, and then it don't talk about him no more until he around 30 years old. Why do you think that left that out the Bible? And what's so important? Would that be important for you to know who Jesus is, to know the missing years that the Bible don't talk about?
No, not really, because I know when I was a kid, I was young. Them years automatic when your parents taking care of you, you playing games, you were kicking it, whatever. You wasn't ready for nothing. And then that didn't matter to like my buddy how he grew up, because people that grew up like me. Now, them years that's missing, he wasn't old enough or able enough or smart enough for me. I already know that part. he had to get a certain age like we did. I didn't, all that stuff didn't mean too much to me or the other kids until I got to be about 14. Some
Okay.
people probably 12.
Okay.
That's when your life, the important stuff that you do count.
Okay.
That from baby to them years, that's normal. You know,
Kid stuff.
it wasn't nothing that was concerning how we live and which way we going. Cause I had a school teacher in the 7th grade told me that. She said, "Now you in the 7th grade. This is how you gonna look. This is how you gonna be. This is when you get your knowledge. Cause all the other time, all you know how to do and doing is playing, basically
Okay.
playing. You know. Now,
Okay.
so some people that grow their kids up too fast, have them doing grown up stuff or stuff they shouldn't do, and like a girl, for instance,
Mhm.
you don't get no sex until you can't get it at 6 and 5 and 7 and 10
Right.
because you're not ready.
Right.
So them years is years that way whoever took care of you, that was that doing. But when you get a certain age and start doing what grown up do, like girls having babies, the boys stuff coming out their stuff now, they can make babies. That's when it's really important. That's when life starts. So, but the people of the world, they push it up to 18 and all that. But it started at 12 years old.
Okay.
Like
Good.
this. So that was basically telling you don't let your kids do grown up stuff and they start growing up stuff till they're a certain age.
Okay. Another question. So, I mean, confirmation. So you saying that from when he was a baby till he was 12, it really wasn't important because all he did was kid things.
Play and
Now, what about from the age of when he was 12 to the age of he was 30? It's got missing years that they don't talk about. What do you think
oh,
about
in
that?
between the 12 to the 30.
Uh-huh.
Now that right there, I don't know. I in my mind, what I think, he was preparing him. He was learning stuff from God,
Okay.
because we, instead of us learning stuff from God, getting prepared like that, because he was picked special. That's my thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
We were in high school doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we never heard about him being in high school and participating in sports and all that,
Right.
because that wasn't his. He wasn't picked for that. He wasn't regular.
Right.
That's what made him different from us.
Right.
He probably was studying, and we were told that he was making chairs and furniture with.
Mm-hmm.
It was that his behavior years that we should have had.
All right.
But we were doing sports and all kind of stuff, chasing women, partying.
Right.
So that's why I think we different from him.
Right.
Because I really believe, now I don't believe in a lot of stuff, but I really believe it was people like Jesus. And I believe it was more than one.
More than one what?
Jesus, people like Jesus.
Oh,
It
okay.
might have just been that one that they really spoke on. It's like Ali, Muhammad Ali. All of us were talking about stop the draft, marching, and then fighting for them to get out of Vietnam, stop the draft. Okay, it probably was a lot of Jesus doing that too, but they were just regular Jesus. Then Ali came along in the public eye, who they'll pay attention to and listen to him, and then they thinking he the one done all this, cause he in the public eye. We wasn't in the public eye. So Jesus, when he come along, he was in the public eye. You know, he
Okay.
he he stood up and talked about what he had to talk about and demand more than we did. And by his spreading the word, he coming,
Mm-hmm.
like they spread the word Ali coming. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then Ali gonna be stronger than us. So there probably were a lot of guys like Jesus, cause John the Baptist was one of them,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't really pay that much attention to him, and he wasn't the greatest one that was coming. It was Jesus.
Right.
So that's what sort of like I see it that way. He
Okay.
was well known over the rest of them, but the rest of us have been doing the same thing for years,
Okay.
preaching good and It's kind of crazy. My thoughts.
Let me get your thoughts on what you think about churches.
Churches.
Is that a
I
good
think
thing, or do you
from
think that?
over the years that I saw and learned, and I went to church really when I was a kid for 20 years. I know I went 20 years. Now I went 21, 22 years because I was going to the Baptist church, which was Reverend Crawford and Sister Crawford Church over there on Pueblo. Way that all them, what was it, about 12, 13 years, my whole family. But then when I turned 21, my mama, not my daddy, she told me that the Baptist I was going to, they taught me all them years. She didn't say it was wrong. She just said Jehovah Witnesses is better. So I went to Jehovah Witness church with her, and that's when I got to realize what is church. I started trying to figure out what is church, and then I got to watching what they do in church, the Baptist church, the Jehovah Witness church, every church that I went to, and I didn't just go to Jehovah Witness and that Baptist church. I went to holiness churches, white churches, Mexican churches. I went to all different kinds of churches and Muslim churches. So I got to seeing the main thing in church, what they were concerned about. And I found out they didn't use it for that concern, what they were talking about, paying the light bill, water bill, keeping the buildings and the church nice when you come so you have heat and air conditioning. I saw that they were pocketing the money. It was all about money. So I say, no, it's more than just money because they teaching people how to act and how to be right, and they teaching them wrong from right. So more, it wasn't just about money. But later on, because I was too young at the time to see what was really going on, it was sort of like a place you go to get a lap dance, but they ease it up on you. They do this, start out doing this, and they gradually ease all the wrong stuff in it. It start out right, but it you know, if you pay attention, it get wrong and wrong more. And then they arguing and fussing in church. That place you're supposed to go not to argue and fuss. Then they start watching how people dress. They start talking about people, bad about people. And then I saw that the preacher, they would say well the preacher was into the lies and making money off the people more than the people were. But to me, I saw the people's doing the same thing as the preacher. And see, old preacher and whoever were in charge, they were picking and choosing who get the most money and
Okay.
who the most important. And then they started like they did us at Julian School. They paid more attention to the kids that had more money and so-called smarter kids than us that had less money. That's what church, but it's a lot of things wrong in church. But it is some right things that's in church that's good. Because church can get people together.
Okay.
It's hard to get people together and to come somewhere. And church did that back then. And
Mm,
black folks needed that. I
right.
ain't saying everybody needed it, but black folks needed it the most. Something to rely on and believe in. So it was a way to keep black people from being mad and upset and mad about their condition all the time. Because they can get to go there and see other black folks guys together, get to sing and be happy for them hours or whatever. Hey, baby.
He said that to
You know,
you.
stuff like
Go.
that. Hold on, y'all.
Oh.